Hey guys, what's up? Shaner here again. Today we're gonna be taking a look at farming legendary items in patch 2.1.2. So yeah, the patch just hit a couple days ago and things have changed a little bit. I think it's been quite a while since I talked about farming legendaries, but I just wanted to clear things up and let you guys know what's going on and what's the most efficient way to get your legendaries and farm these days. So basically what happened in this patch is they added a whole bunch of new goblins, and there's goblins that drop gems, goblins that drop blood shards, and these are especially important, the blood shard goblins. Now blood shard goblins could drop like 150, 200 blood shards. Right now there's a community buff. It's just a special event where treasure goblins spawn in pairs. So instead of getting one blood shard goblin, you'll get two blood shard goblins, and that makes this like extremely crazy. But even without this community buff, because eventually it's going to be gone, it's still really good. So again, the best way to farm your legendaries, get your gear, get your upgrades and all that stuff is still going to be in Torment 6 normal rifts. Now, Greater Rifts also saw a little buff where I think it's Greater Rift above 25 or something like that. They increased the experience gains in the higher Greater Rifts up from the previous patch. And apparently XP farming there is really good. But if we're talking about farming legendaries and getting gear, Torment 6 Rifts are going to be the way to go. Hands down, because in Greater Rifts you don't get goblins. In normal Rifts, you're seeing goblin packs. And goblin packs are when goblins spawn in a big pack of, say, like 10 goblins at a time. And I've been seeing them like 1 out of every 2, 3, 4 Rifts. I've been seeing goblin packs, sometimes getting 2 or 3 goblin packs in a single Rift. So what I've been doing is just been doing full clears of normal rifts on T6. In the past few days, I got an ancient furnace, a normal furnace, I got this super godly flavor of time. I got an ancient Raycor helm, I got an ancient Akan helm, I got a whole bunch of stuff, an ancient Maximus, and most of that farming was without this community buff, by the way. This just came up yesterday, and that was only like 1 day with that, but yeah, it's been going pretty good. I mean, I have all my gear, so I could farm at max efficiency, but even without it, you're gonna do pretty good. Now, this is my normal T6 build. This video isn't about my build though, but if you want to know what I'm running and what I'm doing to run these rifts, I will leave an annotation. You guys could click the link and check out my build video. Anyways, yeah, in Greater Rifts you don't get goblins, so that's just the main reason why normal rifts are gonna be best. So it's pretty much as simple as that. Just go through T6 rifts over and over. I mean, once you get the gear for them, it's gonna be great. But even if, like, up until as you're working your way up to T6 rifts, just doing lower torment rifts is still gonna be good. It's still gonna be good. Obviously, the higher the better once you get to a good clear speed. Now, you do want to be able to clear rifts in at least 5 to 10 minutes. If normal rifts are taking you like 20 minutes a run, you should bump the difficulty down. So that's how you judge what difficulty you should farm your rifts in. Try to kind of average the time it takes you for you to clear your rifts. On average of, like, 5 or 10 rifts. If that average is above 10 minutes, you should probably bump it down. If it's over 10 minutes by a lot, if it's like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, you need to bump your difficulty down maybe 2 or 3 levels at that point. Usually once you get a little bit of gear, Torment 4 is really easy to farm. I think most of the time when I'm like just starting out, say I'm starting a new season or a new character, and I'm trying to get up to Torment 6 without, you know, gearing an alt or something like that. So if I'm starting a new season, basically. I usually tend to see that... Here's some goblins. All that loot. Anyways, I usually tend to see that I, you know, start on normal, I get my yellow gear, I go to Torment 1. And then I start farming Torment 1 a little while. And then once I get a, you know, a few pieces of gear or like a set, if I happen to get Immortal Kings or Leapquake or anything, you know, I usually just jump from Torment 1 like almost straight to Torment 4. That's just usually how it goes. And then going from Torment 4 to Torment 6 is dependent on getting, you know, my good weapon and getting a decent ring, possibly your Unity. In this patch, T6 is definitely a lot easier. You don't have to worry about things like Unity all that much anymore. At least with Barbarian. At least with Barbarian. Yeah, but you're gonna get a pretty good rate of legendaries doing this. It's hard to say how many legendaries per hour you're gonna get. It all depends on your farm speed, and it's completely random. Like, so far, I don't think I've gotten a legendary. Sometimes I do a run, which will take me like 4 minutes for a full clear. Not just up to the boss. And by the way, when I was saying 5 to 10 minutes earlier, I was referring to how long it takes for you to clear the rift and kill the boss, not to clear the entire rift. But right here, like I said, we're going to be doing full clears. Okay, we got a goblin pack. Like I said, these things are boss. There's already one legendary. We might see a few others drop here. But let's see. Alright, nothing great, nothing great. We didn't get any blood shard goblins in this pack, so that kind of sucks. But we got lots of crafting materials, lots of stuff. Pretty great. You see these goblin packs so often in these greater rifts. And sometimes just like one goblin pack alone will drop you like 6 legendaries. It's all RNG. Like, obviously, you know, one run you might get like 1 legendary, the next run you might get 10. But, you know, it's pretty consistent with the amount of legendaries you get by doing this. So like I said, yeah, I prefer doing the full clear because the Rift boss is okay and everything. It's decent, but the thing that's really good right now are the goblins. Goblins are awesome. Dropping like, you know, full inventories worth of blood shards. Dropping just tons and tons of legendaries. There are goblins, like single goblins, I forgot. I think they're called like the legendary goblin. That's what people would refer them as. But I've gotten those particular goblins and they drop like 2-3 legendaries each. It's crazy. So if you get a nice pack of goblins and you get legendary goblins in your goblin pack, you could see those 6 legendaries at a time, and it's crazy when it happens. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, it's really good. It's really efficient. Just like I said, you know, depending on what you're going to be doing, it's all dependent on where you're at in the game, what kind of gear you have, and all that stuff. But, you know, like I said before, just time your runs and try to just adjust. Honestly, you know, if your gear's not the best and you have to drop down to Torment 5 or Torment 4, that's like, you know, not that big of a deal, but that's probably like the lowest you're gonna have to drop to, unless you completely don't have your set pieces and you don't have your, you know, efficiency build. Like if you don't have Raycore, then yeah, you might, you know, you could be, or if you don't have a set in general, if you don't have Raycore, if you don't have Leapquake, if you don't have Immortal Kings, as a barbarian, you know, as other classes, any set basically, any set could get you to T6 in this game these days. And any build, really, any set build like that is going to be pretty efficient. I mean, one build's going to be more efficient than the other, but it's going to be kind of minimal. It's going to be kind of minimal in the end. But what I'm saying is, if like you're still working with yellow gear and stuff like that, well, you know, just stay in the lower torments, work on getting your set gear. If you're still trying to get geared in general, I mean, loot sharing is one of the best things you could honestly do. And loot sharing is when, say, I would invite barbarians to my group. Now, if one of the other barbarians happened to get like a Stone of Jordan ring that he didn't need, but it was really good for me, he could give it to me. And if I happened to get an ancient furnace that wasn't as good as mine, I could give it to him. So, you know, if you're short on a few pieces of your set, if you group with someone of your class who already has their set with, you know, pretty good stats and everything, they could give you their doubles. So if you got them farming and you're farming, you're, you know, effectively almost doubling your legendary rate, or your upgrade rate, I should say. So that's something, you know, you should really consider, especially if you don't have your character all set up yet. Now, if you're just trying to farm gear for an alt, say you have a really good barbarian, but you're trying to get a few more pieces for your crusader, honestly, the best thing you could do there is just play on your barbarian, play on your main character, and then once you cap out on blood shards, switch over to your alt, your crusader, and just spend the blood shards at Kadala on your crusader, and then go back to farming on your barb, because you're just going to be able to farm with so much more efficiency on a geared character compared to an alt, and you'll be able to get blood shards pretty quickly. Again, loot sharing comes in handy in this instance as well. So if I'm trying to gear up my crusader, but I'm playing my barb, I could have, you know, a crusader in my group. Yesterday, I actually had a crusader in my group who dropped an Akan helm. He dropped an Akan helm and he gave it to me, and it turned out to be an ancient Akan helm, which was pretty good. It was pretty good. So, you know, stuff works out like that. You know, it's really funny that I decided to make this video, and I decided to do it live and just do, you know, like a random run. It's pretty funny that, of course, when I make the video, instead of getting like the 5-6 legendaries per run that I usually get, I wind up only getting one. But that's RNG, guys. That's RNG. Like I said, one run. Oh, there we go. There we go. At least I got two, right? At least I got two. Let me get rid of some of this junk. Yes, I know my inventory is really cluttered. It's so cluttered because I have so many legendaries that are useful. And at any given time... At any given time... I actually like to farm with Nemesis Bracers on. I don't really need the strong arm damage. Anyways, at any given time... Diablo could change in a certain way, making one piece of gear that was previously good not so good, and one piece of gear that no one ever looked at is now best in slot. So, and by changing those pieces of gear, maybe you need to change another few pieces of gear that didn't get altered just because certain items synergize with certain items or certain builds better than others. So things could change pretty drastically. And, yeah. Sometimes you should hold on to items. Just be careful. Try to keep, like, some of the best items you find. Just in case. So that's why my inventory is all filled up. I have my normal characters and my normal mules of legendaries, and then my seasonal characters and my seasonal alts and my normal alts, and all my character, like I have a full roster of characters. I have no more room for mules. Mules are basically blank characters you just create to use their stash as storage for extra legendaries and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, I think I pretty much covered everything, guys. Yeah, if you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments below. Let's just try to finish off this run now. Try to get that third legendary. This rift should be ending pretty soon. This is actually a pretty long one. We're on floor 6 already. There we go. There's that third legendary. Can we get one more? Make it a solid 4. Actually, let's make it 5. No, it's funny though because I usually do get around like 5 legendaries a rift. 3, 4, 5 legendaries per rift. Doing full clears, not just doing boss kills. And then reset. And the runs usually, I don't know, this one's a pretty long one just because of so many floors. There it is. Number 4. As you can see, guys, it's pretty good. Like you saw at the beginning of the rift, like the first 3 levels, I didn't get a legendary. I wasn't getting any at all. And then the last 3 levels, there's just legendaries dropping everywhere. So that, you know, that's just part of the RNG. I'm glad at least, you know, I got a good amount of legendaries this one run. And that's it. That's it. 4 legendaries. Pretty good, pretty good. Like I said, you know, maybe like 3, 4, 5 legendaries per run on average. That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Anyways, yeah. I hope that's the video. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys found it helpful. If you want, like, subscribe, share. It'd be much appreciated. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's look at these legendaries before I go. Promise of Glory, not so great. Legendary Sword, meh. Pig Sticker, meh. Steady Strikers. Attack Speed, Strength. I guess they would be good if I was a Demon Hunter, right? Oh well. See you guys later. Bye.